Fine. So today we'll be focusing mainly on one thing in this session. First half an hour we'll be focusing mainly on literals and what kind of errors that we'll be getting in literals that we'll be discussing today. First half an hour it's very interesting and we'll be completely focusing on the programming part. And next we'll be going with another important and interesting topic that is variables concept. Today I would like to start variables concept. What do you mean by variable and how to declare variables in Java, and it's very what interesting thing we'll be discussing today. Okay, variables I'm going to start, and today we'll be closing off instance local variables, and we'll try to finish off instance variables also. Right, today's session 2 hours is very important. Focus everyone. Okay, right, so let's enter into this what thing right. So we need to discuss about this characters, but I will have a discussion about this characters later. What by the end of this class we'll be discussing about this. Now let's enter into this literals concept. So as I already discussed that literals is nothing but a constant which can be assigned to a variable. A literal is nothing but a constant which can be assigned to a variable. Okay, so a literal is nothing but a constant which is assigned to a variable. You can see here one simple example. You can see over here one simple example where we are taken one variable. The variable is, the name of the variable is x, and the type of that variable is what, int, and we are assigning a value to this variable x. We are assigning a value to this variable x. That means int space x is equal to 10. Here 10 can be considered as a literal or a constant value or a value. 10 can be considered as a literal, constant, or a value. 10 can be considered as a literal, constant, or a value. Okay, so that's the meaning of what literal. That's the meaning of literal. You are assigning something to a variable or an object, and that can be considered as what, literal. That can be considered as what, literal. Clear? Everyone clear with this literal? What's the meaning of literal? If you are assigning some value to a variable, and that value or that value can be considered as what, literal. Can be considered as what, literal. Clear? Literal is clear for you, everyone? Respond, students.
Yes, sir.
Literal is nothing but assigning some value to a variable. Here you can consider there exists a variable called int space x, and that is assigned with 10. So here 10 can be considered as a literal, or it can be considered as what, a constant. In our C language, we used to consider this as a constant, but in Java, we will be using a word called literal. A literal can be assigned to a variable or an object. And we already seen in the last class about different types of data types. So we are seeing that we have 4 integer type of data types, starting from byte, short, int, long. Byte takes 1 byte, short takes 2 bytes, int takes 4 bytes, and long takes what, 4 bytes. But however, we'll not be using this byte and short in our programs. Maximum cases will be going with integer only, because the 10 digit number, not more than 10 digit will be going with over there. -12474836482 147483647 is the value that will be storing minimum value and maximum value over there. Okay. Uh, in banking applications or transactions related applications, will be going with this long thing, that is 8 bytes, and that was the range of your long variable. And try to remember this ranges, at least byte, short, int. Try to remember this, because this plays an important role in coming half an hour session. And float, double, 4 bytes, 8 bytes, boolean, 1 bit, not 1 byte. Try to remember that is 1 bit. Character takes 2 bytes in Java, whereas in C language it takes what, only 1 byte. And for this boolean, we can store only true or a false. Okay. Now let us focus mainly on integer things. So if you assign a value to a variable, and what is that variable? That is very important over here. Just go with, we'll be going with some notepad. Sorry, not notepad, paint. So from C language, you will be knowing few things. Suppose if I take int space a, In this int, which variable I can store? Which variable I can store? Respond. Integer variable, or which value I can store? Integer value I can store. Okay, suppose I'm going to take something like byte b in Java is equal to 23 or 32. 23 or sorry 32 I'm going to take, and here this can be considered as a byte value, and that byte value can be assigned to what? Byte variable, and this is an integer value which this can be assigned to integer variable, or else you can consider this as an integer value, and that integer value has been assigned to what? A byte variable. Okay, next I have something called as a short a is equal to short a is equal to what? 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3. Here 10 20, 10 32 123 are going to be literals of integer type, and a b and what a are going to be what? Integer byte and then short variable, integer byte and then short variable. Now let's write the range of integer. What is integer takes? Integer takes the size as what? 4 bytes, and the range is minus 2 1 4 7 4 8 3 6 4 8 2 2 1 4 7 4 8 3 6 4 7 is the minimum value that we can store in integer, and this byte is going to take how much size? 1 byte. 1 byte means minus 128 2 plus 127 is the value that we can store. And for short, how much takes? It takes 2 bytes. 2 bytes means what's the range? Minus 32 7682 32767 is the value that we can store in case of what? Short. Okay, now I would like to show the difference here. Now I'm going with some what? C language. C language. Now I'm going with here in this box, I'm going with the Java. Okay, and you need to be answer here C language. What I try to do is, in C language, if you consider integer variable, what's the size of integer variable in C language?
2 or 4.
Huh? 2 or 4.
4.
Yeah, 2 or 4. It depends upon the compiler that we are going to use. So the range can be, what range is going to be? Minus 327682. If it is 2 bytes means 32767, or else it's going to be a 10-digit number, or what? A 10-digit number, that is 21474836482. Some that number we will be using in case of C language. Suppose here my assumption is I'm not going to consider 4 bytes. Let us assume that I'm going to consider it as what? 2 bytes. Let us consider it is going to be what? 2 bytes. I'm going to use only compiler which takes integer as what? 2 bytes. And in this case, if I assign 10 to a, 10 to a variable, a is integer variable, is there any problem if I print this variable? Is there any problem if I print this variable? If I print, suppose I'm going to take some statement like this: printf new line percentile d comma a antan. Is there any problem? What's the output that I'm going to get?
10.
Very good. I'm going to get 10. Suppose I'm going with one more example here. Int space b is equal to, let us assume I taken integer variable, integer size as 2 bytes, and the range is going to be minus 327682, 32767 is the range that I'm going to consider over here. And I'm going to consider the integer variable value as some value I'm going to consider. It is going to be 40,000 I'm going to consider. But what's the minimum value, maximum value that we can store on integer variable with size as 2 bytes? Minus 327682, 32767. Is it possible to store 40,000 in B?
No.
No, sir.
No, not possible. Now, when I'm going to print this, printf percentile d comma b, then what's the value that I'm going to get over here? What's the output?
Infinite values, sir.
Infinite value? No, not infinite value. What value will you be getting? Response, students.
Minus 32674, sir.
How you are saying, Shrikar? Minus 32674.
It will go back and move 4 months.
Do you know the reason why? How you are saying that you will be going with in any direction over there? That
Yes,
means
sir.
based on what you are saying.
That range we will go to the negative side and we will move front, sir.
Okay, fine. So what's your version? What's the value? 32. Okay, fine. So let us assume that we'll be getting some value over here. Some value will be getting. There is one reason for getting this value. How we'll be getting that value? That reason is there. And probably in C or C++, you'll be knowing this. I don't know whether they're given this reason over there or not. But it takes some time for us to discuss about this. If time permits, we'll be discussing it later. Right? We'll be getting some value over there. But what's the value we'll be assigning there? Aim value assign చేస్తున్నాను అక్కడ. B ki A value assign chestanu
40,000.
40,000 is the value that I'm assigning. And what's the to which variable I assign this 40,000? What's the type of variable? B. Response students, very important.
Integer.
Int. And what's the size? Range 2
2
bytes.
bytes.
And the range is -3 to 7682. 3 to 767 is the value that I'm going to store. That means minimum value is 32,768. Maximum value is 30,767. But what's the value that I'm assigning? 40,000 I'm assigning. And in a room, there is a capacity of storing only, or there is a capacity of seating capacity of that room is going to be only 60. But I'm trying to place 100 members in that room. Is it possible? Is it possible?
Yes, sir.
No, not at all possible. 60 members capacity room, I'm trying to place 100 members, means what happens here? 40 students may not enter into that room, may not sit in that room. Okay. So that means there is a loss of 40 students data when I'm going to press 100 students or making 100 students to sit in a 60 capacity classroom. Then 40 students are not able to sit over there. 40 students might be coming out. That means there is a loss of some data over there. This kind of issues will be there. Even though there is loss of data, but C language is not saying anything. It's giving some value over there. And is it an efficient? Because I'm very new to the programming, I don't know. నాకు తెలియదు అనమాట ఈ రేంజెస్ ఇవన్నీ ఏం తెలియదు. నేను ఇంటి తీసుకొని 40,000 స్టోర్ చేస్తాను, నాకు అవుట్పుట్లో 40,000 వస్తుందని చెప్పేసి నేను లాజిక్ రాసుకుంటూ వచ్చాను. బట్ ఎంతసేపు నేను ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసినంతసేపు కూడా నాకు అవుట్పుట్ ప్రాపర్గా రావట్లేదు. I don't know this reason why this was happened. And the C compiler or C compiler is not at all giving any information to me that you worst fellow, the size of that integer is going to be 3 to 767 is only, but you are assigned 40,000 to variable B. That's the reason you are not getting proper output. That kind of information that C language is not giving to me. Okay. And such type of information must be given to the programmer, because sometimes the programmer might be doing some mistake. So such type of information must be given to the programmer that you are trying to give some other value to a variable of type integer, or your value is going to be exceeded. Like that, such type of value should be given to programmer. And that kind of thing is going to be happen in C language. C language lo jarugutunda? Jarugutunda? Respond avanra.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, it's not sorry. We are not getting any information from C compiler. If you are going with code blocks also, we are not going to get such kind of things over there. But if you are going with Java, if you are trying to do the same instruction, or if you are going to execute the same instruction in Java, like 40,000 we are assigned to a short variable in Java, then definitely you will be getting an error. Java compiler generates error. It doesn't create your .class file. Java compiler itself generates what? Error. Java compile itself generates what? Error. You are trying to assign some value to some variable, you worst fellow, like that. It gives some message to programmer. Message to the programmer. Now, first of all, we'll be looking into the C language, and that's the reason I said that Java programs are strong. I said one word. I used one word, that robust. In futures of Java, I used a word called robust. And what's the reason for using that Java programs are robust? Means they are very strong. Let's take here some value 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, semicolon. Now I would like to print this value. So there I given 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, some number. But what's the value that I got? 539222978 is the value that I got. Okay, there is some reason for getting this value over here. There is one reason is there, and you need to know that reason, but I don't know how many of you are knowing that reason and all. Okay, clear with this? C language, we are not able to do this. C language is not going, C compiler is not going to identify this, that you are assigning some exceeded value. You are assigning what some exceeded value. Suppose I'm going to take only 8-digit number. Let's see whether it's giving 8-digit number or not. If it takes 4 bytes, then definitely it's going to give us 8-digit number. So it's giving us. I think you understood what's the problem that we faced in C language, right? Respond.
Yes, sir.
Only one student understood. What about remaining? There are 48 students are there. Why you people are not responding? I don't know. Have you understood or not? Respond, students.
Yes,
Unmute
sir.
yourself and respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then why you are making me to get the frustrated mode? If you are understood, just unmute and then respond me so that I can go further. Have you understood or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, I will ask what in middle to turn on your video and show me the notes and all. I will be asking you the questions also, right? Let's see. Now, I will be going with Java program and how to open the notepad. Can anyone? I will call one number. Srinath. Srinath.
Yes, sir.
And how to open your Java program over here from command prompt? How to write a Java program? Mr. Srinath. Srinath. Unmute yourself, Srinath.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me know the step here. Turn on your video. Yeah. Respond the step, what we need to do. Is your parents are there in the home?
No, sir.
No, okay. Respond, what's the step? Have you listened or not first to Java program execution?
Listen, sir.
Then?
System లేకుండా సార్ చూసుకుంటే
రాసుకోమని చెప్పినా కదా నోట్ప్యాడ్ ఫైల్ కూడా బ్లాగ్ లో పెట్టాను. ఇది స్టేటస్. Five not 4.
Sir,
Turn on your video. చెప్పండి.
notepad space program name.java.
And what's the program name that you want to give here?
Already existing, sir, or new programs?
New one. Literal demo dot Java. Right. So what is the first statement that we need to take? Vaishnavi.
Import java.lang.stars.
Okay, fine, good. We go with other student. Tagipotunar enti students. 48 is there, but a few students are leaving. Okay, I will see that today. At what time you are leaving? For those students, I am not going to give you attendance also. Prudviraj, 510.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's the next statement? Turn on your video. What's the next statement?
Sir, our class in sir.
వినకపోతే రిఫర్ చేయాలి కదా, తెలుసుకోవాలి కదా వీళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి. And is that way that I not listen that class? And the steps are also placed on the blog.
రేపు చెప్తా సార్.
రేపు అడుగుతాను మళ్ళీ గుర్తుపెట్టుకో.
సరే సార్.
Sai Srujana,
Yes, sir.
turn on your video. Respond. What the next step?
किसका बोल? Class space literal demo, sir.
After this, import space Java dot
Class space literal demo, sir.
class space.
Literal demo.
Why we are taking here literal demo? Class name.
File name and class name should be same.
Very good. Very good. Now, what's the next instruction?
Public static
Public
static void main
static void main. Okay.
string
String.
capital S.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Next,
Ask ARGS.
it's necessary to take only ARGS.
ARG also. Any name, sir.
Very good. Very good. Fine. Fine. Very good. Very good. Sai Srujana, right? Okay. Fine. Good. Turn off your video. Okay. Fine. Good. Good. Only 43 are there. I will see. I will check your attendance today. Those who are left at this time, 10 o'clock, I will see your end. Okay. Just wait. Now, let's come by one literal over there, right? So we'll be going with something here. First literal byte space a semicolon. And what's the range of byte variable in Java?
1 byte.
1 byte. And what's the range? I'm not asking size. Size is 1 byte. And what's the range?
Minus 128 to 127.
Fine. Suppose I'm going to take here 127 and I'm going to print the variable value like this: system dot out dot println of a semicolon, right? I'm going to save this. After saving this, I need to go to command prompt. Now I will ask any one student over here to say, "526. 526. 526. She left. Next. Five 29. 529. What's the command that we need to use? Now you are connecting headset. Huh? "535.
Yes,
535. Yeah, what's the command that we need to use? Turn on your video.
sir. Some disturbance in background so that I can't on video.
Okay, fine.
Java C literal demo dot Java
What do you mean by this step? Java C means what?
will be compiling. Means we are after this demo class will be created.
What do you mean by this Java C? First of all, give me clarity on that.
We are compiling. Sir, compiling will be. I think.
Okay. Okay, compiling. Then, if there is no errors, then what will happen?
Next we have to like Java literal demo dot Java.
What will be created if this on successful compilation?
Demo class will demo class will be created.
Demo class.
Means
Demo class means what?
In the E-Drive,
Hmm.
after this, there will be a file
What file will be created?
class. Uh, yeah, means I couldn't say.
See, after compilation, on successful compilation of this, where it is, CSC. Okay. So in unit 1, I created one more folder called literals. In this literals .class file will
Class
be
file.
created with a name called what, literal demo, right? Now, what's the next step? Let's go with other student. Gaurinath, 545. Gaurinath,
Sir,
what's the command? Turn on your video.
sir, outside, sir.
Huh?
Some disturbance is there.
Okay, what's the answer at least? What's the command? తెలుసా తెలీదా?
No, sir.
ఎందుకు వినట్లేదా క్లాస్లో?
ఉంటుంది.
మరి వింటే ఎందుకు చెప్పట్లేదు? 51.
సార్
చెప్పినానా?
జావా లిటరల్ డెమోస్.
జావా లిటరల్ డెమో. ఏంటి జావా అంటే ఏంటి ఇక్కడ? What do you mean by Java? Hmm? What do you mean by Java? See, people, you are not at all listening to my classes. I came to know. What is this? Hmm? Fine, 19.
Sir,
What do you mean by Java?
sir, program execute చేయడం పర్పస్ మీద మనం ఇది తీసుకుంటాం సార్.
Okay. Who will execute program?
Java.
Internally, what it contains? Do you heard anything about JVM?
No, sir.
No. Whether I discussed about JVM in the class?
Absent, sir, for the class.
Five 22.
So,
What do you mean by JVM? What is the purpose of it?
sir, I don't know.
Why? You're not listening.
No, sir, absent for 3 classrooms.
If you are absent for 3 classes, at least you need to ask your friends and all, right?
Yes, sir.
Then and you people, if you are absent also, you're not at all asking about the recording videos also. What was happened in the class? I was absent for so and so class. Such kind of things are also you are not asking. Why? I don't know. Simply absent, saying absent means I don't know. 514 is there here right now. 514. No. Five 24.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by JVM?
JVM that performs on.
Turn on your video. Show me your class notes. Class notes. Have you written anything about JVM? Have you written anything about JVM?
No, sir.
Why? You were absent?
No, sir.
Then I discussed that in
Yes, sir.
features of Java. Okay. Can anyone answer what do you mean by JVM?
Java virtual machine.
Java virtual machine.
What is the purpose of it?
It allows us to run the program on any device.
Run the bytecode is understandable by JVM, not them.
Okay. What it does actually? JVM understood bytecode. Okay, fine.
Interprets bytecode into machine understandable format.
Fine. Very good. And is there any student called Rahul Reddy in your class? Rahul Reddy is there? Rahul Reddy. Respond fast. Siyas. Srikar Unnada, Rahul Reddy.
Not, sir.
Okay. See, people, you are not at all listening to my sessions. Just your are going to be in the thing. That's it. You are not at all listening. Very few. That means I'm saying this class only for I think 10 members. I think, right? And those 10 members are giving response, and remaining students just like that. You were there in the session. That's it. Then why to come for this session? So for sake of attendance, this is not fair. This subject is very, very important for you all. And I'm going very slow, and I'm coming each and every basic things. Might be I'm not good in solving the problems, but I'm very good in explaining the programming concepts. If you're facing any issues, or if you're not able to understand anywhere, you can directly say to me. I know about me. I'm very good in explaining programming concepts. But you people are not at all utilizing it properly. What's the thing in this? I don't know. Feeling very bad, students. You doesn't know about JVM also, and how you will be doing this. And I created that group. No one posting anything in that group. And I thought of saying something to you today regarding innovative projects, but you are not deserved for that. Okay, fine. So Java space literal demo means already we compiled this program and we got literal demo.last file and Java space literal demo. Then I'm going to press enter button over here. Then I will be getting an output. In your laptops, you'll be getting an output. If you're not able to get the output, then take here CP. CP is nothing but class path space. And then copy this complete path, whatever the path that we have here, you copy this complete path and paste over it. Okay, then press enter. You will be getting output as 127. And if you open this literal demo program, and here the size of thing is -128 to +127. Suppose I'm going to take here 130. Is it exceeded the byte range or not? Respond. Byte size is what? Minus 120, range is minus 122 plus 127. The only that value we need to queue. But what's the value that we are giving here? 130. What's the maximum positive value that we can store in byte? What's the maximum positive value that we can store? 125, right?
127.
127 we can store. But what's the value that we are storing here? 130 will be storing. Now what happens when we compile this Java program? What happens? Can anyone respond? What happens if I compile it?
Gives error.
Yes, what kind of error? What type of error? Do you remember the name of the
Data.
name? What Java compiler will give name? It's very famous error, students. What is the name of that error? Guess. Just guess. Mostly you will not be knowing it. At least guess it.
Range exceeding.
Range exceeding. Okay, very good. One guess.
Overflow.
Very good. Next. Guess it. You don't know. I know that, but try to guess it. Students, guess it, man. Guess it. Only 2 students.
Expected, sir.
Expected. Okay, very good. Next.
Out of range, sir.
Out of range. Okay. Next. Okay. That means put respond, I will respond, right? See, we'll be getting an error. What error we got? See, incompatible types, possible lossy conversion from int to byte, possible lossy conversion from int to type. That means what the Java compiler is going to think is that whenever you are assigning 130 to byte variable, it finds what's the size of range of byte. Minus 128 plus 127 is the range. But what's the value that we are giving here? 130. This 130 is not there within that range. So automatically it will be considered as what? Integer. Automatically it will be considered as what? Integer, and generates an error that incompatible types. That means you're trying to take over integer and you're assigning that to byte variable. Then it generates what? Error. It generates what? Error. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to take here 110 minus 110. If I take minus 110, is there any problem? Is it going to be within the range? Respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if I compile this, there won't be any. Is there any problem? Any errors will be getting?
No, sir.
No. Right. So I'm going to run this program, and I'm getting the value as minus 110. Suppose I'm going to take here 130. I'm going to take here 130 minus 130. Is that 130 is within that range? Minus 130?
No.
No, sir.
Right. So let us compile this. So again we got an error, same error. Incompatible types, possible lossy conversion from int to what? Byte. Okay, right. Suppose I'm going to do some more modification here. So I have a doubt that whether 12.5 it takes or not. In C language, what happens if I assign 12.5 to integer variable? What happens? It takes up to 12.
12 only.
Right? But in Java, what will happen? Can anyone guess? Guess.
Error, sir.
Are you sure? Again, we got an error because we are trying to assign float to what? A byte variable. So again, we'll be getting incompatible types, possible lossy conversion from double to what? Byte. From double to what? Byte. Okay, like that it will be there, right? So this was the problem that we'll be getting here. This is how we'll be getting incompatible types error. When you are trying to assign integer to byte variable or short value to byte variable or floating point value to short byte variable, then it generates an incompatible types error saying possible lossy conversion. Possible lossy conversion. This is in Java 16th version. But if you go with the Java 8 version, the error is going to be somewhat different. They will be displaying an error as possible loss of precision error. They will be displaying. They will be displaying an error as what? Possible loss of precision error. They will be displaying, right? So let's go with byte. What kind of thing? Right. So gives compile time error like this as possible loss of precision. Found is int. Required is what? Byte. If you go with Java 8 version, you will be getting this kind of things. Suppose when you are assigning minus 10 to B, there won't be any problem. 120 to B1, there won't be any problem. But 135 you're assigning to B2 means it can generates a compile time error. But in Java 16 version, it's giving incompatible types error. But in 8 version, it's giving some error as possible loss of precision. Possible loss of precision. Okay. Clear with this, everyone? Respond, students.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make a note of this fast. Data types రాసుకున్నారా? Data types రాసారా?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make a note of this fast. Completed. Completed. Respond రా, అట్లీస్ట్
Yes,
రెస్పాండ్
sir.
అవ్వండి. కంప్లీట్ చేస్తారా లేదా?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
ఓకే ఓకే. ప్రణయ నో సార్ అన్నది. So after this, take down this. So after this, take these things. Byte space B is equal to 10, there won't be any error. Byte space B1 is equal to minus 127, no error. But when you are going to take byte B2 is equal to 130, and there will be an error saying that incompatible types, possible lossy conversion from int to byte. Okay. They upgraded it. The error was upgraded. Okay, fine. Completed. So when you take int b3 is equal to, within single quotes, small a, and in this case also there won't be any error. In this case also there won't be any error. No error, because it takes unique code of small a, unique code of alphabet A. That is, unique code is nothing but just your ASCII code. What's the ASCII code of small a? Respond.
97.
97.
Very good. Okay, we'll be seeing it in the program also. So within single quotes, I'm taking here small a, and let us save this, compile it. There won't be any error. Run it. We got 97 ASCII code. Okay, and what do you mean by this unique code that I will be discussing? Make a note of this. Completed, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Fine, fine. Okay, let's go with integer data type or int data type. Fine. So what's the size of range of integer? Range of integer is what? Or else we'll be going with short. What's the range of short? Short range is what?
-3 to 7682, 3 to
3 to
7.
767, right? Fine. So now let's go with the program over there, literal demo. Now in this program, I'm going with what a short space b is equal to, I'm going to take something like this, 40,000. And what will be getting? Are we going to get any error, or there won't be any error?
Error.
Java C literal demo.java. So we'll be getting an error. And what is that error? Incompatible types error. What is that error? Incompatible types error. Suppose I'm going to take here the value as 32,000 and I'm going to save it. I'm going to compile it. And there won't be any error because it is within the range. So 32,000 will be getting, right? So see, when you are going to take short a is equal to 40,000 error. And what kind of error it is generating over there? This error it is generating, right? But when you are going with short, a1 is equal to 32,000, no error. When you are going with short, a2 is equal to, within single quotes, small b, no error. It takes, because it takes unique code of alphabet alphabet B, that is 98. Okay, note down this. Completed? Students respond.
Yes, sir.
Only one student done it.
Completed, sir.
Now, int data type. So with respect to this int also, we'll be facing the same issue. Suppose I'm going to take int value as int a is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 10 digits I'm going to take over there, and I'm going to print this. If I take 10 digits, I think there won't be any problem because it is within that limits only. Within that limits only, like Java C space literal demo.java. We are not going to get any error. B we are taken. Why? What's the problem? Oh, okay. And if you compile it, there won't be an error. We'll be getting the same thing. But when you are going to take here 11-digit number, okay, and what will be getting? C will be getting an error. So here you will be getting this time different error. Integer number is too large, right? Integer number is what? A too large error you will be getting over there, right? Suppose in the place of integer, if you are making it as a long, again we'll be getting an error. Why? What's the problem? And here I'm taking L, capital L. Let's try with this. There won't be any error. We got it. With this, some conclusion we need to draw over there, and I will be discussing that. Don't worry about that. Okay. So first case, if you take int a is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. And is there any error? No error. If you take int a1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 0, semicolon. And what error? Saying integer is too large. Saying integer is what? Too large or too long. Okay. Clear with this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Make a note of this fast. And next class starts at 11:30. Everyone has to be there in 11:30. I will be discussing about local variables next class, and don't mind that what answers చెప్పలేదని ఫీల్ అవ్వకండి. అట్లీస్ట్ తిట్టానని చెప్పి కూడా ఫీల్ అవ్వకండి. అట్లీస్ట్ ఇప్పటి నుంచి కొంచెం క్లాస్ వినండి. నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్ నుంచి క్లాస్ వినండి. It will be very, very interesting. Local variables, many things we'll be discussing. Try to focus over here. Okay. Clear? Completed, everyone? Make it fast because another faculty is starting the class. Completed? Any doubts if you have, you can ask, otherwise you can leave.